Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new TJ's World According to Wrestling. I'm your host, TJ Wiggins, and I'm here to talk to you about Impact, Friday Night Smackdown, and AEW Rampage. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to start off with Impact. And Tasha Steelz, formerly of Fire and Flavor with her partner, with her bodyguard, Savannah Evans, took on Rosemary with Havoc. Steelz wins the match, and she and Savannah steal the women's tag belts. Apparently, she's broken out of the tag team just to get into another tag team. I kind of thought that the reason for the breaking up the tag team was to create two singles. But, what do I know? There's another package, from the prison where Rhino has joined back up with Violent by Design. All is forgiven, all is good. He's supposedly has washed away his sins and is now, focused and has kept his eye on the ball. Next, we have the Good Brothers versus Rich Swann in a handicap street fight. There's a couple of nice spots, but I really just didn't care about this match. That's 2-on-1 handicap. You obviously know the Good Brothers were going to win. So, to me, it's just kind of blah. Next, we have Dave Finlay versus Chris Bay. There's some nice work in the match with Finlay. Excuse me. Why am I doing a roll-up? Then there's a fight that breaks out. Juice Robinson comes out there and saves him. And Finlay rolls up Bay for the win, as I said before. Excuse me. We have the main event. Moose beating down Edwards. He beats him. W. Morrissey. He comes out there, provides the distraction. Moose hits a spear for the win. Next, we go over to SmackDown. We have a nice package about, 9/11, about how all the lives were lost and how it's never been the same again. And I'll go ahead and tell you where I was that day. I was at the house because the day before, me and this guy said we were going to get into a fight the next day. I was like, sure. And so, the next day happened, 9/11, I got into a fight, I got suspended, I went home. And then, I turned on the TV and I saw it all happen. But anyways, we have Reigns and the Bloodline. They do a promo. Lesnar comes out there. And, shit gets very interesting after that. Lesnar speaks for the first time in shit, I don't know how long. He talks to Heyman about why didn't he tell Roman that he was at SummerSlam. Reigns and the Usos walk out on Heyman, and Lesnar almost hits Heyman with an F5. But Reigns and the Usos, they stop him. They save him because they said, hey, man, he's still our manager. We still need him. We still love him. Next was a 10-man tag fucking fiasco. Sami Zayn introduced Trae Young of the Atlanta Hawks. And for those of you that don't really know any basketball history, that the Hawks beat the Knicks in the playoffs, during the summer. Langston hits the big ending on Sami Zayn, so the team of Langston, Nakamura, Boogs, Mysterio, I think both Mysterios, they beat Cruz, Zayn, Ziggler, Rude, and Otis, and, that's a 10-man tag fucking fiasco. Next, we had the contract signing of Belair and Lynch. And what I don't understand is how does Belair, she seems awfully goddamn happy to just, show up and be in front of a crowd even though she just lost her belt. It was fucking stolen from her. To me, it would have been a lot better for her to actually be pissed and for her to be mad at Lynch and how she's gonna fucking beat her ass. But instead we get all this. And Thank God for once that actually the table didn't break during a contract signing. Lynch signed the contract and was going to throw it at Belair, but Belair caught it, and her big fucking tactic was all fucked up and woo. But Ed Lynch just fucking left and held the title up high and said, "You're not gonna fucking beat me for this title," which is true. But anyways, we go on to the next match, which is Edge versus Seth Rollins. It was a fucking great match until you got to the end when goddamn Seth Rollins hits 20 fucking super kicks. If he didn't, it fucking looked like it. He should have hit him with the ball shot, one super kick, and then the curb stomp. That would have been enough to end this fucking match. But they're pulling out all stops in this match. And Edge, of course, he gets stretchered out. He goes to the hospital because of his bad neck. And that's their way of writing him off of TV. I wonder how much time he's going to take off and sell the effects of the stomp. Shit. It probably might be the Royal Rumble. Just make it a fucking habit and a running gag to have Edge just appear in every Royal Rumble from here on out. Next we get to the main event. As the Usos versus Street Profits. Ford does a fucking dive over the top rope. Please just kill yourself already so I don't have to fucking see your ass anymore. Reigns comes out there like I was waiting for. Because the match started with 20 minutes left and we had to get Reigns to either accept or decline Lesnar's challenge. So I knew Reigns was going to fucking come out there at one point or another. And he did. He gets involved in the fucking tag match. He gets the Usos disqualified, but of course they don't lose the tag belts. But instead of Lesnar coming out there, we get Finn Balor, but not just Finn Balor. We get the Demon King Finn Balor. Because all of a sudden you start hearing the heartbeat and the red lights pop up out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden he appears. And then them two end the show with them having a face-off. It is absolutely fantastic. I can't wait for that match. So it's going to be Reigns against the Demon Finn Balor at Extreme Rules. Balor still not losing the title, but with him being the Demon, it'll definitely add a lot of interest. Next we have AEW Rampage, and this show starts off with Pac versus Andrade, which, is supposed to be one of the matches at All Out. But Pac, due to travel issues, he couldn't make it. And they were already in the ring. Andrade beats Pac with interference from Chavo Guerrero. And after the match, Andrade turns on Chavo. So, Chavo's going to be a babyface, but the only difference is if he's going to manage, the Death Triangle, which have a manager with, but, since everybody in AEW's got to be in a faction, why not add another person to this faction, to the growing list of shit that'll never end. Next, we have a couple great promos by Adam Cole and Daniel Bryan. He's not Daniel Bryan anymore. He's Bryan Danielson, like he used to be. Cole talks about how the Elite are a brotherhood, and which I find funny is that they're the ones that kicked him out. Before he went to the WWE, they kicked him out of the Bullet Club. But apparently, I guess with 4 years' time, all is forgiven. And Danielson, he does typical babyface stuff, and he talks about how Omega's afraid of him, and how he's going for the title, and how it's only a matter of time before he gets his hands on Omega and the belt. Next, we have Ruby Soho, Rio, and Chris Statlander. They beat Britt Baker and her two jobbers. Soho, hits her finish on one of her jobbers and beats her. And next, for the main event, we have Brian Pillman Jr. with Max Caster and his partner. But this isn't a handicap match. He's just being managed. Pillman Jr. wins, but after the match, Caster and his partner, they start beating up Pillman. But thankfully, Moxley comes out there. He saves Pillman from a beatdown. And, raises his hand and acknowledges him as being good. It's actually great that Pillman can finally win a fucking match. It's just, he's put into a tag team. Why isn't the actual fucking tag team, actually winning a match? And even though when they lose, Pillman is always the one that gets beat. He is by far the better one out of the two. He's the bigger star out of the two, but yet he constantly gets beat. Thankfully, he can actually win something. He can win a match. And what's funny is after the beatdown, why didn't his partner come out there? Maybe he didn't make it, or, I guess it just wasn't written in the format. But there goes AEW Rampage for you. It was a nice episode. The thing I like the most about Rampage is that it's an hour, like the way NXT used to be. It's easily consumable. Doesn't take up much time to watch it. And that's just what I love. And there you go, everybody. Those are wrestling shows. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. I hope you enjoyed listening to me. And I'll see you all next time. Thank you all for listening, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.